you won't want to stop drinking. You won't want to take that journey, and you won't want to change your life. If you have a drinking problem, you're going to want to stay where you are. It's uncomfortable to change and uproot your life and make decisions that don't involve alcohol anymore. It's not a desirable thing to do, and it's very difficult. There is a threshold with trying to change your life, trying to change situations, behaviors, thinking patterns. Whenever recovery is challenging you, whenever it is time to stop something, is when recovery kicks in. That is why it's so hard to change, is because your brain has to flip a switch. It takes effort. It takes action to change all of those thoughts. So quitting drinking or quitting a thought pattern, quitting a behavior, anytime you try to stop something, is going to need a lot of support, awareness, and connection with people, the rooms, literature, things like that, like things to help support you and help you move through your journey. No one wants to stop doing, drinking, right? But you know what people do want? They want to stop the pain. They want the freedom back. When you drink, when you have a compulsion, when you do something that you can't control, you are a slave to that thing, like that alcohol, that behavior, to being controlling. You're a slave to that. So recovery is all about stopping things and filling in with the good, right? I'm trying to change my life for the better because I know that I'm sick of a certain thing. I know that I'm sick of a certain way that I'm living. And step one is my life is unmanageable. I'm powerless. And my powerlessness shows up in my life all the time. Say there's an incident, someone walks in the room and they're really angry and then I'm feeling frightened. I'm going to feel powerless in that situation because something came in suddenly, right? So that's how powerlessness happens. And then trying to figure out what to do, or maybe I'm being reactive, there's that unmanageability. So step one shows up in all kinds of different ways in my life. But when I'm trying to quit drinking, when I was at the very beginning, it's not something I wanted to do. It's not something I wanted to give up. So really, when I was in that first stage, I needed more. I needed help. I had to come to a place where I admitted just to myself before I even hit a program that I need help. Who can I talk to? And I thought of who would be a safe person that I could talk to that wouldn't tell anyone. It started with I should just tell one person what's going on with me. The power of alcohol is that it has the control. I needed to buy it. I needed to have it. I needed to live with it. And when I got into recovery, I learned how to live without it. It's hard at the beginning, but it does change your life. You do get the life that you want. But I needed help. So I went and I found that one safe person, and that's how my journey began. And once I felt a little bit safer with them, I was able to tell another person. So things really unraveled over a long period of time. And I stuck with the program and really weeded things out at times that I could, at times when I was ready. Not every time was I ready. Sometimes my higher power had a plan, but most of this journey was up to me. I've had nudges, I've had things, push me in certain directions, but most of this journey was the work that I put in. My recovery is going to be as good as I make it. It's not going to come to me. I have to go to it. I have to make those changes. So no one wants to quit. And I think that that's just a good thing to remember if you're thinking about that you want something different in your life, that you want to take this out, that you want the suffering to stop. If you feel like you're this has got a hold on you and you don't know how to quit or stop, then find one person that you can talk to and open up there. And, people can take you to meetings. People can tell you their struggles. Like, I went into those rooms and I just realized there was other people there that were like me. And that really gave me a lot of comfort to know that everyone in there had a similar story or the same story, or at some point we had something that we had lived together in different places in our lives. Like, I've heard my story multiple times through people. So I think that we're very much the same, and we all have the fear of the change, and the fear of being alone, and the fear of just the insecurity of not having that comfort anymore. And then how will I deal with all my losses and how will I deal with changing my life? It all just really unravels over time. But the main thing is that, what I'm so grateful for today is that I don't need that alcohol. I don't want that alcohol. I don't even see that alcohol. And when things come up in my life that I feel powerless and I feel like things are unmanageable, I know I'm in a step one moment, and then I recognize it and I go, okay, like there's nothing more that I can do here. How do I, hey, higher power, like how do I change this up? What do you want me to do? If there's no clear answer, I wait for things to be revealed, and I put in as much effort as I can do. I do everything that I can do. I put the effort in, put the action in. And that doesn't take talent. Like, none of my recovery is because I'm a talented, sober person. All my recovery is just from doing things, from listening, from repeating, from staying consistent, from really working at it and really talking and asking and meditating. All those tools that they teach you in the 12-step programs is what has helped me in my recovery. I have not done any of this alone. It is not my program. It's a program that I follow, but I've done all the things, and it's given me everything back that I've put in. Like, nothing has gone to waste. Like, all that effort, it counts for something. Nothing's immediate. Everything takes time, and thank God, because I'm glad, my higher power has given me things that I've asked for and not given me things that I've asked for. And, I've gotten now into a place that's a little bit more trusting, where I'm letting more things come in. But, I was addicted to my control. I was addicted to being my own higher power and taking the wheel. And it took a long time for those things, those actions, those toxic actions that I was doing to fall away. Like, it takes years for this stuff to fall away, but there is a way out. Like, I have a choice to do everything in my life today and go for the things I want that I never, ever would have done with a drink in my hand, because I'm an alcoholic. So I had this thing that dragged me down. It was a lie. It made me think that I needed it, and I didn't need it. I don't need the alcohol. It's just like, it's just the cover, right? And when you take that cover off and you go behind it and you find yourself and you believe that, you realize that you just needed you all along. But I could never reach myself with drinking, with being hungover, with being broke, with being, sick about myself and dealing with the apologies and not being able to stop myself from doing things. Like, my mind and body had a mind of its own, and I didn't have control over it like I do now. So recovery has given me all of my self-control and discipline because I've worked at it. But I never had those choices. I never had choices like I do in sobriety. I had to drink. I had to think about it. I had to plan for it. It just took up more and more space over time. And that's what it just became so unmanageable. And I don't have that kind of unmanageability in my life today. There's nothing in front of me. And that's a great place to be and a great place to be living. So if anyone's thinking about quitting drinking, like, best thing I've ever done besides have my kids is quit drinking. So thanks for being here, guys. Okay, bye.